Mad Max Furiosa, the movie that could never get off the ground. A film that is about a girl boss. And a prequel to a film series which was named after a dude, Mad Max. Nobody wants to see this movie. That's evident from the fact that the box office is abysmal at the moment. By the way, it's the lowest box office rating for a Memorial Day weekend in decades. Pretty intense stuff, if you ask me. This movie was estimated to cost about $168 million in production costs. That's not including marketing costs or after-production costs or post-production costs when they have to go back and do reshoots. So it's looking like it's probably closer to $250 million in order for this thing to get to the theaters. Going off of that, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual box office. Its theatrical performance, domestic box office was $32 million. International box office is $32,548,000. Worldwide box office in total is $64,548,000. It's a nice even number. You don't have to do much mathematics or nothing like that. So we'll go ahead and scroll down here. I'll show you this general little graph right here. May 24th, it grossed $26,300,000. That was Friday. May 23rd, it grossed $3,500,000. May 24th, it was at $10,350,000. So you combine that stuff together. May 25th, $8,335,000. May 26th, $7,615,000. May 27th, $5,700,000. It's been a pretty steady decline over time, and it's not looking like it's going to make its money back. Now, I'm showing you these numbers so you get a decent estimation as to the abysmal rating that this film has gotten in terms of people wanting to go see it at the theaters. The Fall Guy, which was a movie that I think people would actually enjoy more, didn't even make the money it needed to make the money back on its entire project, right? Because Hollywood has injected nothing but bad stories into the media sphere over the last few years, with the exception of maybe Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and Top Gun: Maverick. A couple of films like that are actually decent films with really good stories, good acting, and a wholesome message of perseverance until the end. But something like Mad Max Furiosa, which had bad marketing, which no one wanted to go see, and which was a prequel story about a female character in a movie series based around a character called Mad Max that had heavy girl boss inclinations to it, people don't want to go see it. I know that I didn't want to go see it because, well, one, I'm not a Mad Max person. I never liked the films. I never liked the idea of the story. I was never interested in it. And plus, I hate the sepia color tone of desert stories. It's really annoying. I hate the grayness of the orange, if that makes any sense to you guys, right? But beyond that, people don't want to go to a movie theater and go broke buying tickets and snacks for a family of 3 or family of 4 or family of 5 just so they can watch an okay film, or just so they can watch a movie that's going to preach to them about how wrong it is for them to be traditional in their values. No one wants to go see that anymore. And whether this is what this movie is doing, it's been like that in other movies. There is a prerequisite here of watching films that nobody else wanted to see and nobody else should have made, and it getting worse over time. So people are not interested in giving money to the people who claim to hate them and everything they stand for over and over and over again. And it's gotten old. Now people are refusing to go and see these films when there's no fear of missing out. There's no reason to worry about it because they know in a couple of weeks' time it'll be free on a streaming service that they're already paying for. So there's no reason for them to make any money at the box office. And Hollywood has to really reconsider how they're going to do everything. Because if they keep going down this path, it's just going to get worse and worse for them. And I know what you're thinking. $64,548,000 isn't bad. If I had $548,000, I would be pretty happy. Yeah, that's true. But you're missing the point here. The movie studios are only getting about 40 to 50% return on ticket sales or return on investment from ticket sales. So that 40 to 50% is going to bring that 64 million down to that 32 million at the most. That 32 million is not even close to making back its production budget alone, let alone its production and marketing costs. I say again, this movie would probably cost about $220 to $250 million to get to the theaters, which nobody's going to see it for, and it would probably take breaking even at around $500 to $600 million at the box office for a return on investment in order for them to break even and make their money back with that 40 to 50% rate of return on investment from ticket sales at the theaters. So this movie is nowhere close to making its money back. It's not even put a dent in the bucket. If it gets to $600 million, then we could safely assume that this movie made its money back. In the very least, it broke even. But at this moment in time, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and there's no real wonder why it's going on. I've already expressed that in the previous few minutes that I've been talking. If you guys would like to put forth any of your own ideas, go ahead and do that in the comments below, all right? I am so done with going to see movies in the theaters if it's got anything to do with girl bosses or stories that are going to be all about how white people are bad, which is pretty much every single movie that's come out recently from Hollywood. And I am done going to see these major mainstream companies completely destroy the heroes that I grew up with, all so you can get into a couple of fart jokes or something. All right? I want to know your guys' thoughts. Comment below. Have a great day and a great rest of the week.